Saxon Algebra Lesson 2, Understanding Variables and Expressions. A variable is a symbol, usually a letter, used to represent an unknown number. Let's do an example. 4 plus x. In this equation, x is considered the variable because we have no idea what number x actually is. The constant. The constant is a quantity whose value does not change. If you take a look at the equation above, the 4 plus x, the 4 is the constant because the 4 is a number. We know exactly what value that 4 actually is. Let's do an example. 6 minus 3x. We are looking for the variables and the constants in this equation. Let's find the variable first. Remember, a variable is a symbol, usually a letter, used to represent the unknown number. Take a look at this example and find the variable. If you notice, x is the letter representing a number that we have no idea what the number actually is. So x will be considered your variable. Now let's find the constant. You remember the definition of the constant is a quantity of a value that does not change, which actually represents any numbers that are actually shown. What numbers are actually showing? The numbers that are showing are 6 and 3. Those two numbers are actually your constants. These numbers never actually change. When two or more quantities are multiplied, these are called factors. In this expression, 4xy can be written as multiplication 4 times x times y. All three are considered as factors. When looking at factors, we have to see if a coefficient is included in the equation. A coefficient is a numeric factor of a product including a variable. What this means is that we look at the factors and see if there is a number that's multiplied with variables. So if you have 4 times x times y, 4 would be your coefficient because 4 is a number multiplied with the variables around it. Now let's talk about terms of an equation. Terms of an equation are parts of an expression that separates by a plus or minus sign. For example, we have 4x. Because there are no plus or minus signs, this is considered as one term. Here's another example. X plus 4xym. To figure out the terms, we take a look and see if we have plus or minus signs. We have one plus sign. So we have a term to the left and a term to the right of that sign. Because we underline two separate terms, that means the answer is 2 terms. Let's do one more example. 6xy plus 57w minus 24x divided by 5y. We have to figure out how many terms are in this equation. And of course, we have to remember that each term is separated by the plus and minus sign. Let's go ahead and circle the plus and minus signs. All right, this helps indicate how the terms are separated. So the very first term is 6xy. The second term is 57w. We cannot take that division sign and use it as a separation. I see that often that most people say that 24x and 5y are two separate terms when they are not. They're actually one term. Those two are not separated by a plus or minus sign. So when we actually look at our final answer, we have three separate terms, which is 6xy, 57w, and 24x divided by 5y. And of course, if you have any questions regarding this lesson, please come see me.